PH Athletics presents Bronco Baseball. Today in the Big North Patriot Division, the Ramsey Rams against the Pascack Hills Broncos. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the future. Today was Solar Eclipse Day here at Pascack Hills and in the wider country and region of Northeast America. I was able to see about 90% of the sun go away, as were most of the ball players and everybody here in Montvale and the surrounding area. An overall fun experience and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But now the sun has come back out. It is a gorgeous day for baseball, little wind and mid-60s, the perfect April weather that we have come to expect from this great planet. The game at hand is a special rematch. Last year, these two teams played in the state sectional final, the Broncos winning right here against the Rams with a final of 3-1. That gave them an opportunity in the group championship series, which the Broncos ultimately took to an overall Group 2 state title, as I'm sure most of you know. The Broncos also won the Big North Patriot Division last year, in part due to a 6-3 win over Ramsey, but they did lose their other game 9-6 against these Rams. But today they have an opportunity to get their one win over the Rams, a series which has been shared for many of the past few years. Ramsey today is starting Hudson Fernando on the mound. He's a sophomore with just about 4 innings pitched, a 3.23 ERA with 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. For the Broncos, it will be D1 commit Joe Giordano, committed to the University of Richmond. His second start this year, pitched 3 innings in the opener against Indian Hills, in which the Broncos won 7-2 last Monday, April the 1st. He has a 2.33 ERA so far with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Some other changes for both teams, especially the Broncos, which we will note when we come back as this game begins. And as we get set to get started here, we'll take a look at the Bronco lineup. Joe Giordano is the pitcher, committed to the University of Richmond to play Atlantic 10 Division I baseball next year. The catcher today is Anthony Blackford, his first catching start for the Broncos, filling in for Jake Szabo, who was there for the previous 3 games. At first base, still Kyle Wankus, batting huge from the plate. He'll be leading off for the Broncos. Emerson Cho will bat 8th and is at second base once again, the sophomore wearing number 20. Ari Stern will be at third and Matt Tortora at shortstop. They've settled into those positions nicely. Here is the first pitch to Ramsey's Sean Saylor. He is the designated hitter, filling in for the pitcher Hudson Fernando. Giordano with a high one for ball 2. Hopefully you can see most of this. That was another high one, so by my count 3-0, but don't take my word for it. There were a lot of mistakes last game. In the outfield, in left, it is going to be Eddie Mulligan. As there's a hit to left, it is foul, just over the fences. 3-1. So Mulligan is in left, then it is in center field Ronan Stern, who will bat 9th, and in right field Jake Lula, who has settled into that position. 3-1 on the first at-bat to Sean Saylor of Ramsey. High one, so it must be 3-2 now. Joe Giordano, 3-2 to Sean Saylor. High for ball number 4. And so Saylor will take his base, and up comes William Kirk, who is in right field today, batting second. Kirk has a .333 average, but with 3 RBIs and 4 runs in 12 at-bats. Here's the first pitch to him from Joe Giordano, of course. Swing and a miss for strike number 1 from William Kirk of Ramsey. The Rams with a result in every column so far. 1 win, 1 tie, 1 loss, but their lone win coming in Big North Patriot Division play. The Broncos, of course, 2-1, dropping that Saturday Dwight Englewood game. Another outside pitch, that's ball 1. They defeated Wayne Valley and Indian Hills in the 2 previous games. Now looking to rebound from a tough loss last Saturday. There's a rip down the first base line. Cho bobbles it, and at first base, it's safe. So William Kirk gets on with a single. That may be an error on Cho. And so there's a man on first and second, Saylor on second, William Kirk on first, and now Luke Monaco comes to the plate. He'll be at shortstop today wearing number 31. At the plate, Monaco's a 400 batter with a 500 slugging and 2 RBIs with 1 double. I believe that was a ball. Some slight wind gusts, but nothing too much, as there's a high fly ball to center field and a nice catch from Ronan Stern. So 1 is away, and there's still men on first and second, as up comes the cleanup batter, Joe Baffa. Baffa also batting .500 with a .625 slugging percentage, 4 hits for 8 at-bats, 1 RBI, and 1 double. Here's the pitch. Inside for strike 1. 1 away already for Giordano. Hope you can see most of this. And so Blackford will come to the mound for the first meeting of the day. Back to the plate. Here is Baffa with an 0-1 count. Joe versus Joe. Joe Baffa at the plate on the mound. Joe Giordano got him swinging for strike number 2. As we said at the top of the broadcast, it's a beautiful day. Some light wind gusts, but nothing like we had on Friday or Saturday, and the temperature beautiful as well. Inside for strike number 3. It was called by the umpire, and now 2 are away with 2 men on in the top of the first. And up comes the 5th man in the batting lineup for Ramsey. This is Anthony Irving, who is the first baseman for the Rams. Irving batting .375. Takes strike 1. Giordano let up 2 hits to start the game. Now we'll see how things go. Got 2 straight outs. Runner going. At third, the play is not in time, and so runners go on the corners. Just missed him. A good pop from Blackford, but not enough to get Hudson Fernando. Or Sean Saylor, excuse me. Saylor, the DH, Fernando, the pitcher. Irving, 0-1. I'm not sure what that last pitch was. May have been a ball. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball, foul. So 0-2 now. Well, for the Rams, they won their opener like the Broncos 9-2 at Riverdale, then tied a very strong Bergen Catholic team in their most recent game on Saturday, an 8-4 loss at home against rivals Ramapo. Giordano 0-2 with a man on first and third. Steadying. And a swing and a miss gets him. So 3 straight outs after 2 allowed hits for Joe Giordano, and we stay scoreless heading to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning. This is Kyle Wankus leading off for the Broncos. He takes strike 1. Strike 2 to Wankus. Inside for ball 1. Wankus 1-2 count. The first baseman fouls one down the third base line. The pitcher for Ramsey is Hudson Fernando. He has a 3.23 ERA as Wankus takes ball 2. Through 4.1 innings pitched, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Another foul for Wankus keeps it 2-2. Wankus 700 batting percentage, 900 slugging. He has 7 hits for 10 at-bats. 2-2. Hit him! And Kyle Wankus will get on base with a hit by pitch. And that will bring up Matt Tortora, the shortstop. Tough act to follow for Tortora, but no issue with it. 6.67 average with an 8.89 slugging, 6 for 9 from the plate, including that 4 for 4 game against Wayne Valley last Friday. Fernando deals, and it's a called strike 1. So Wankus is on first base. Tortora is at the plate. We are tied at 0 in the bottom of the first. And the pickoff not in time for Wankus. Safe at first base. Still 0-1 count at the plate for Matt Tortora. Got the sign from Coach Nick Effins and now prepares to do the instruction. Fake the bunt. It was a low pitch for ball 1, and Wankus gets to second on the wild pitch. So already a runner in scoring position for the Broncos with none out, although that is how Joe Giordano started last inning. Did not end with any Ramsey runs, even with a man on third and second with 2 away. So here on the 1-1 pitch to Matt Tortora is Hudson Fernando with a 3.23 ERA and 5 strikeouts through this year. Ball 2. Low and inside on that pitch. Wankus at second, leading. Fernando checks and deals. Strike 2 called. Here's Hudson Fernando, 2-2 with none away, and Kyle Wankus on second base for the Broncos. Talking to the umpire now, only for a second. Two and two to Matt Tortora. Low for ball 3, and Wankus makes his way to third. So with none away, Kyle Wankus is now on third base. He's gone from first to third in this at-bat on 2 wild pitches. It is a full count to Matt Tortora with none out. Here's Fernando. High one, and Torts will get to first base. And that'll bring up Joe Giordano. Had a bit of a poor performance from the plate in the last game. Now will try to redeem himself. He's batting .273 slugging as well. 3-for-11 from the plate, 2 RBIs. We'll see if he can bat one in here. Wankus at third. Here's the pitch. Catcher quick to get up. And he should be. Tortora, not as much as Wankus, but he is known to steal bases. That pitch a ball. Catcher is Joe Boffa, the man who batted cleanup for Ramsey. And there's a rip down the first base line. Wankus will score, and the Broncos have a 1-0 lead. RBI single for Joe Giordano. And that'll bring up Andrew Strime. There's a man on first and second now. Wankus scored from third base. And there is no players out. Strime the DH today in place of Eddie Mulligan. I know you can't see it, but every time those timeouts happen from the plate, it's usually for a sign given by Coach Nick Evans. Wind picking up just a little bit. Here's the pickoff at second. It's high. Tortora will not go to third. He wasn't on it immediately and instead stayed away. And on that, Jack Moran has come on to pinch run for Joe Giordano. He's stationed at first. Giordano is back on the bench. He is, of course, the pitcher today. No pitch at the plate just yet. Strime ready for it. Strike one called. It looked a bit inside, but the umpire has a better viewpoint than me. That one a ball, just a bit low. Hudson Fernando has allowed 1 run off of 3 hits in the bottom of the first inning and has not gotten a Bronco player out. Tries the pickoff. Tortora ready for it and safe at second. One and one count. Here's a bunt, missed, so it'll be strike number 2 for Andrew Strime after the missed bunt. No throw to either first or second base. And there's a high fly ball. It's a bit too high at the edge of the outfield. The first baseman unable to get there, but the second baseman is. And there is one away, and I believe nobody went. So there is still Matt Tortora on second base and Jack Moran on first, with now one away after the flyout from Andrew Strime. This is Ari Stern now at the plate, the fifth batter in the lineup for the Broncos, playing at third base. Takes a strike. A bit of a late call from the umpire there, at least from my view. But I heard him say strike. I just wanted to make sure he put up the sign. 0-1 is low, and so it is 1-1. Hudson Fernando has allowed 3 hits so far, but may be getting into a groove. Still seemingly trouble trying to find the plate for Fernando right now. 2-1 to Ari Stern. Fernando, the 2-1. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2 now. Two is fouled off. And now another shot at the 2-2. There's 1 away and 2 men on. Kyle Wenkus scored off of a base hit. And a low pitch, so it is 3-2 now. Full count, payoff pitch coming for Hudson Fernando. Here it is. Swung on and missed, and 2 go away. Time to get crazy. I like that walk-up song. This is the catcher, Anthony Blackford, batting 6th with 2 out and 2 men on. Already a 1-0 lead for the Broncos coming to the end of the first inning. Strike 1, looking. Tortora, Gauding, 0-2. And so Fernando gave up 1 run, now looking to get out of giving up more. Bottom of the first inning, 0-2 pitch. Outside just barely. 1-2 still. Blackford and the Broncos 1 strike away from going to the top of the second. Swung on and missed, but it was dropped, so that will be a ball. Two and two. Inside for called strike 3, and that'll bring us to the end of the first inning. Hudson Fernando only gave up 1 run off of 3 hits, but the Broncos still lead the Ramsey Rams 1-0. Back in a moment with the top of the second. Top of the second inning, the Broncos with a 1-run lead. Joe Giordano looking to preserve it from the mound. Gave up 2 hits, but came back nicely. And on the first pitch of the second, gets a called strike. Here's Giordano dealing. Strike 2. Painting the corners today. Ooh, just outside there. 1-2. At the plate for the Rams, Nate McLaughlin batting 111, fouls one off down the first base line. Just past 5 o'clock here, this game delayed to 4:45 because of the solar eclipse, as were all of the Broncos sporting events taking place here and across New Jersey today. Giordano, 1-2, gets a ball. Two, fouled off. And so we'll go 2-2 again. Sun out in full force today, shining on me and the rest of the Bronco players. There's a hit to Tortora. The play at first is in time, and so one goes away. And now coming to the plate, Connor McNally. He's batting 200, slugging 200, 2 for 10. 1 RBI for McNally. Fouls one off. Oh, 1. Off of the foul ball, Giordano gets the sign from Blackford. Low 1, in the dirt, 1-1. Another low 1, and it's 2-1. 2-1 makes it 2-2. And so Giordano looking for his second straight out. Will get it off of a swinging strikeout. And McNally will sit down in favor of Alex DeSimone. 8th batter in this Ramsey lineup. With 2 away, Giordano looking to get a 1-2-3 inning. DeSimone 0-9-1 from the plate in both average and slugging. 1 for 11. Rips one into center. Coming is Stern, and he makes the grab to end and go to the middle of the second inning. Due up for Hills is going to be Jake Lula, Emerson Cho, and Ronan Stern. We'll be back with it in a moment. Here's Jake Lula jumping around as he gets to the plate. To begin the bottom of the second inning, the Broncos with a 1-0 lead over the Ramsey Rams, who they beat last year in the state sectional final. Outside, ball 1 on the first pitch to Jake Lula. Second, it's a hit. Coming over is the shortstop, but he will not get there in time, and it's a leadoff single for Jake Lula. And up comes Emerson Cho, the second baseman, the sophomore, looking to do something from the plate today. He has not had an at-bat so far this season. Takes a ball in his first pitch. Maybe the second baseman of the future for these Broncos. Played shortstop last year on the freshman team. But with the Belcoles leaving, usually the first and second baseman. After they left last year, both seniors, Cho now slots into that role nicely, as does Kyle Wenkus at first base. 2-0. Missed the bunt. Throw back to first is not in time, and Lula gets back, so it is 2-1 with Jake Lula still on first base. Two one, another missed bunt for Cho. 2-2 count now. Low one, full count. Lula stays at first. And Lula going, no throw, and Jake Lula gets to second base uncontested, although it doesn't matter because Emerson Cho gets a walk. So up comes the man batting ninth for the Broncos, as he has in both of the previous home games. This is Ronan Stern. He's at center today. Batting .444 in both average and slugging, as Ramsey talks it over on the mound with Hudson Fernando, only a sophomore in his second start of the season. Pitched 4.1 in his first with a 3.23 ERA now. None are out. There's men on first and second. Lula's on second and Cho is on first. We're in the bottom of the second inning. The Broncos have a 1-0 lead already. And so here is Ronan Stern. Got to listen to an extended version of his walk-up song. And hopefully that gasses him up to drive in a run here. There's Lula in scoring position, and if he gets a big hit, maybe he can score Cho as well. Ooh, almost a balk there. Good pickoff move from Fernando. 0-0 after the pickoff that was not taken. Hudson Fernando to Ronan Stern, and strike one called. Quiet day besides the cheers of the crowd and the jeers of the dugout here at Pascack Hills. Missed the bunt, but pitch was dropped, so I believe that'll be ball one. Ooh, swing and a miss for strike number 3, that was. And so Ronan Stern goes to the dugout, and out comes Kyle Wankus. Still 2 men on. Wankus with a leadoff hit, and he scored to give the Broncos this 1-0 lead. Ball one on the first pitch to Wankus. Low one for ball two, and Lula gets back to second quickly. 2-0 to Kyle Wankus. Low again. Ball number 3. So a chance to walk the bases loaded here if Hudson Fernando pitches another ball. 3-0 count to Kyle Wankus, at least by my count. Strike 1. Three-one pitch must be a take. No, he swings at it and fouls it off to give him a full count. Three-two, full count, 1 out, and 2 men on. Another step off. And here's Hudson Fernando, sophomore on the mound, sophomore at the plate. That's Kyle Wankus. High pitch for ball 4, and Hudson Fernando walks the bases loaded with just 1 out. Here comes Matt Tortora to the plate. Already has 1 hit today, looking to go 2 for 2 through 2 innings. Fernando, high one, almost got his head. 1-0. Inside, strike 1. Here's the pitch, swung on and hit to center, back to it, and it's caught. Tagging up is Lula. He'll get there with plenty of time, and now perhaps a chance to advance for Cho, but they stay. The Broncos have a 2-0 lead anyway. There are 2 men out, as now Joe Giordano comes to the plate with a man on first and second. Fernando, high one and outside. Catcher barely got his glove on it. 1-0. And now some activity in the bullpen for the Rams. "1-0 is hit high, foul on the third base line, but it is caught, and so Ramsey goes to the end of the second inning, now down 2-0. Back in time for the third. Joe Giordano is ready on the mound for his third inning of pitching action. Ramsey is warming up number 45, Chris Marcellia, in the bullpen. Ball 1 for Giordano. Ball 2. This is, I believe, Christian Badenhausen. Hits one into shallow left. It will drop, and Badenhausen has a base hit. Mulligan unable to get there in time. Both Tortora and Stern couldn't get back, and so Badenhausen has a leadoff base hit. And up comes Sean Saylor, number 5, the designated hitter. With a man on first and none out. Check to swing, but definitely did not go. Ball 1. Low for ball 2. 2-0 is hit high to left field. Mulligan there to make the play, and one goes away. Still Badenhausen on first, as up comes William Kirk, number 13. Giordano right over the plate gets strike one. Ground ball down the first base line, gets through Cho, and this may be two. Going to third, did not get him. Stern slipped, and so there are runners on the corners now off of that, or no runners on the corners. It's second and third. As we fix the graphics off of that, one out double from William Kirk. And that'll bring up Luke Monaco as Nick Evans and the Broncos will talk things over on the mound. I was just about to say maybe the time to have a conference. Evans and I clearly on the same page. I guess that means I'd win a group baseball championship if I was a coach. Not sure that's entirely how it works, but nevertheless, Giordano will stay on the mound. And I think they have just intentionally walked the bases loaded, which they have. So bases loaded off of the intentional walk from Evans. As Marseglia comes to the plate, there's a rip to center. Stern back, gets an eye on it, and makes the catch. Tagging up will make it a 2-1 ball game. Two outs, second and third. And now Anthony Irving at the plate. It was Christian Badenhausen coming home to give Ramsey their first score of the game. And now this is Anthony Irving at the plate for the second time today. Giordano right over the plate, strike one. Has two away, trying to get out of this. With two runners in scoring position, we could see Ramsey swing this one in their favor by the middle of the inning. Swing and a miss for strike number two. And now the Broncos one strike away from heading back to the dugout. Irving at the plate, playing at first base today, and now Blackford and Giordano will speak. Irving steps back in. We'll get back underway with the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Giordano will head to the dugout, but he did let up one run. It is 2-1 Pascack Hills at the middle of the third inning. Here comes Andrew Strime to the plate, looking to get back ahead by more than one run. No pitching changes just yet for Ramsey. It is still Hudson Fernando on the mound. Outside, ball one. Swung on and hit to the third baseman. Throw to first is in time, and Strime goes away to start the inning. Here comes Ari Stern to the plate. Alex DeSimone making some nice plays from that third base position today, wearing number 36. Here's Ari Stern with one out, the second at-bat of this bottom third inning. Takes a wild pitch for ball one. And another talk between the catcher, Joe Baffa, and the pitcher, Hudson Fernando. Definitely cooled off since an hour ago, but not so bad, especially with light winds. Stern at the plate, hits one to deep right field. It is foul. One and one. Some neighbors doing some yard work. As now we'll have some Bronco bullpen activity here. Andrew Strime will come to the bullpen. Jake Szabo with him as the reserve catcher. Stern 1-1 at the plate. Takes ball two. So 2-1. And in the dirt again for ball three. So 3-1 with one out and none on for Ari Stern. Here's the pitch. It is hit to short. Throw to first is in time to go away early. Shortstop Luke Monaco making the play for Ramsey. And now for the Broncos coming up, Anthony Blackford, the catcher. So through 3 innings, Joe Giordano has pitched. Andrew Strime may take over soon after that. They did share 3 innings in the season opener against Indian Hills. That was a 7-2 win. This game a bit closer as Blackford hits one back to the wall. It is off the wall in right center. Anthony Blackford gets a 2-out double. And up comes Jake Lula. Left center field, off the wall. Blackford will come off in favor of D'Angelo Rodriguez, the pinch runner for Anthony Blackford at second base. This is Jake Lula at the plate, 2 men out and 1 man, now Rodriguez, on second base in place of Anthony Blackford. The umpire is coming to the Ramsey dugout, but now coming back to behind the plate. I guess he took a bit of a break. You would think Ramsey may take out their pitcher Hudson Fernando after this inning. He's given them 3 good innings of service, only let up 2 runs. Low one there for ball 1. Another low one makes it 2-0. And that ball hit to shallow left center, making the catch, the left fielder, number 25, Connor McNally. And so the Broncos, with a man on second and 2 away, cannot score 2-1 at the end of the third. Back when we get to the top of the fourth. Joe Giordano is still on the mound for the Broncos as we begin the top of the fourth. Andrew Strime is in the bullpen, although he was just told by Drew Gearloff not to get hot. So we shall see if Giordano stays on the mound through 4 innings. Got a strike on that missed bunt, and a low one makes it 1-1. At the plate is Nate McLaughlin for Ramsey. He is the center fielder and hits one foul. And rips one fair this time. A base hit to center. Stern will not get the throw off, and there is one man on for Ramsey with none out. They're just down 1 run in the top of the 4th inning, and now Connor McNally comes to the plate. Swung on and missed for strike number 1, McNally. And hits one high to nowhere. Foul ball for strike 2. Pickoff is not in time from Giordano. Still 0-2 at the plate. Swung on and missed, so it's a 1-2 count. No official scorekeepers here. Giordano made the pickoff, and at second, he's out. Big play to Matt Tortora from Kyle Wankes, and so one goes away, and no men are on. Giordano to Wankes and then to Tortora to get the first out of the inning. 1-2 at the plate. That ball hit high and foul. 1-2 still. Outside, ball 2. Even count, 2-2. Giordano called strike 3. 2 go away. Here is Alex DeSimone, the third baseman for Ramsey, now at the plate. Grounds one down the first base line. Wankes fields it and gets to first in time. 1-2-3 inning once again for Joe Giordano. He goes to the middle of the fourth with a 2-1 Bronco lead coming up. The Broncos' chance to extend it. Bottom of the fourth, and now Emerson Cho's chance to shine from the plate. The second baseman has had just one at-bat in his varsity career coming earlier in this game. Takes ball 1. Still, it is Hudson Fernando on the mound for Ramsey, even with some warming up done by Chris Marseglia. Another one in the dirt. 2-0. We may see a conversation and a passing of the ball soon. And that ball hit to the shortstop. It gets through. It'll be a base hit for Emerson Cho, his first varsity hit. And one man goes on with none out. Just barely got through the shortstop. That is Luke Monaco. And now coming to the plate, the ninth batter in this Bronco lineup, Ronan Stern. Cho at first, Stern at the plate. Broncos with a 2-1 lead. Bunt is foul off the bat. Pulls back just in time. 1-1. And there's the bunt. It gets off the bat down the first base line. Stern will be safe at first. The first baseman, that being Anthony Irving, dropped it, and so now two men are on with none out. Ronan Stern, off of what looked to be a sac bunt to get Emerson Cho to second, gets on base himself. And so there's a man on first and second for now Kyle Wankus to take advantage of. The batting leader for Pascack Hills so far takes a low ball. In the dirt before it got to the catcher's glove, but still no advancing from the two men on base. Strike one called, and so it's a 1-1 count. Another low one for ball two, still no advancing. And Wankus rips one to center. It just barely bounces before hitting the center fielder. And that will be one-run scoring. Emerson Cho gets home for the first time in his varsity career. Gives the Broncos a 3-1 lead over the Ramsey Rams. And now Ari Stern is on third. And Kyle Wankus with another RBI is on first. And now a chance to talk it over for Ramsey, possibly the last we will see of Hudson Fernando today, and possibly the last we'll see of Andrew Strime in the bullpen, him and Jake Szabo heading back to the dugout. So Hudson Fernando takes a walk back after giving up 3 runs to Pascack Hills through 4 innings, or just under 4 innings. And on the mound will be the man we just saw warming up in the bullpen for Ramsey a few innings ago, Chris Marseglia. Marseglia has pitched 1 inning through 20 pitches in that inning, and his only recorded stat after that is 1 ball. Takes his time to warm up here. We don't have a bullpen sponsor just yet, but if we did, I'd say it's time to go grab some snacks. This one may get a little exciting. Marseglia's first opponent at the plate will be shortstop Matt Tortora of Pascack Hills. He should take just a few more pitches and be ready. And so we will get set to get started once again here. Ronan Stern is on third base. Kyle Wankus is on first base. Matt Tortora is at the plate as the Broncos lead the Ramsey Rams 3-1 in a Big North Patriot Division battle. Both teams undefeated through one game in this division. The Rams with a 9-2 win at Riverdale, the Broncos with a 7-2 win at Indian Hills, both coming last Monday, April the 1st, opening day of baseball action in high school here in New Jersey. Low pitch inside for ball one. Broncos up by 2 runs, the dugout enjoying it wholeheartedly. Tortora pulls out of the bunt last second. At second goes Kyle Wankus, and so there's a man on second and third, 2 in scoring position now. 1-1 after a strike pitched at the plate. High, ball 2. Our first eyes on Chris Marseglia today gets a called strike 2. Two-two pitch to Matt Tortora with none out and 2 in scoring position. And they'll take some time. Official time out there. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, I guess. I must have missed one. I assuredly thought it was 2-2, but it must be 3-2 after that. Once again, we're not official scorers. Thank God for that. And Torts fouls one off, 3-2. Ooh, called strike 3. Tortora and the Broncos not happy about it. 1 out with 2 men on. And for the Broncos, Joe Giordano will come to the plate here. Batting righty. Fouls one off, 0-1. Just about 6 o'clock here at Pascack Hills. Of course, you're watching this probably Monday night or Tuesday morning here on our PH Athletics YouTube channel. We got started at around 4:45. Solar eclipse delayed our usual 4:15 start time as Giordano fouls another one off, this time behind the third base stands. 0-2. And Giordano fouls one to the dugout now, and football coach Evan Lampert makes a nice running catch. Still 0-2. Another foul ball. It's just been foul balls this at-bat for Giordano. He has swung and made contact at every pitch this at-bat and has fouled every single one off. 0-2 still. And Giordano finally lets one go, and it's a ball, 1-2, so good call for the D1 commit. Outside again, 2-2. And he swung and missed at a low one. Dropped third strike, but he was tagged. 2 away. This is Andrew Strime, the cleanup batter, just out of the bullpen. What can he do with 2 men in scoring position? Ronan Stern on third, Kyle Wankus at second, and 2 outs. Inside, ball 1 had to move out of the way. Chris Marseglia, chance to get out of a hole, 1-0. Ooh, swung on and hit. It gets through. Second baseman can't grab it. And at the plate, Kyle Wankus is safe. The Broncos score 2, and it's a 2 RBI single from Andrew Strime. Hills leads 5-1. Up comes Ari Stern with a man on first and nothing else, except for 2 outs. And yet another mound conference. Chris Marseglia just came on at the start of this inning. Still the bottom of the 4th. Marseglia still on the mound. Ari Stern will go to the plate in the bottom of the 4th with 2 out. Swing and a miss, strike one at the plate for Stern. Clouds have come out, so it's a bit of a dim Monday afternoon here. Solar eclipse had a little bit to do with that. And there's a hit. Hit by the pitcher, but safe at second is Strime, and safe at first is Stern. So still 2 out and 2 men on now with Anthony Blackford coming to the plate. Here's Blackford. Men on first and second. The Broncos have extended their lead to 4 runs in this bottom 4th inning. Outside, ball 1. Strike one called. And there's a rip down the first base line. It'll stay fair. Here comes Strime, and another RBI single, this time for Anthony Blackford. The Broncos lead 6-1. Runners on the corners now. Still 2 out, but no outs have been made in at least 3 at-bats. And so, after a successful at-bat, Blackford will come back to the dugout, and I believe Jack Moran has come on to pinch run. That's the usual pinch runner, could be wrong, might be D'Angelo Rodriguez. Jake Lula is at the plate with a man on third and 2 away. Called strike 1. That's inside for ball 1. And some more activity coming in the bullpen. I think this may be Strime again. Another ball, 2-1. And yes, it is Andrew Strime and Jake Szabo back to the bullpen here. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. 2-2 count for Jake Lula. Bottom of the 4th with 2 out. And he rips one into center. No catch. 1 run will score. Here comes Rodriguez. 2 will score. It's a 2 RBI double for Jake Lula. The Broncos lead Ramsey 8-1. And Lula, the lone man on at second base. So yet another talk. This time not on the mound, instead in the outfield from the Ramsey head coach. over and right. Coach Paul Urbanovich. We shall see what his conference brings fruit of. There are 2 out. Jake Lula is on second base after a 2 RBI double gave the Broncos an 8-1 lead. Still in the bottom of the 4th inning. So here is Emerson Cho, who scored his first run earlier this game. I believe it might have been even at the start of this inning. So that may have been a hit for cycle for Jake Lula. Ball 1 for Cho. Inside, ball 2. Cho with a chance to hit for cycle. Lula still on second. Strike 1 called. Ooh, there's a big hit for Cho. Back to the wall in center. And dropped. No, did he catch it? He caught it. Big catch off the wall. Number 13, William Kirk, and that will send us to the end of the 4th. The Broncos have purchased the premium insurance package. They lead 8-1 over the Ramsey Rams with 3 innings still remaining. It is 6:09 p.m. on Monday, April the 8th at Pascack Hills High School. Rain is expected to begin at 6:32 p.m. And I hear this is the final inning for Joe Giordano, who has pitched or will pitch 5 if he finishes this inning. Gets 2 called strikes. Ominous clouds give us signs that we may not see this one through. Foul ball stays 0-2. I'm not even sure who this is. I can't remember, but I think I saw number 11, which would make this Christian Badenhausen, who is the only man who scored for Ramsey so far today. He hits one foul. And another foul ball. Well, Indian Hills is warming up. Connor McNally, it looks like, number 25. He was the left fielder, but could be coming in at pitcher. Of course, a long inning for Chris Marseglia. 0-2 pitch here for Giordano to Christian Badenhausen. High one, ball 1. And hit to Cho at second, handles it steadily, and one goes away. Strime coming back to the dugout, signaling Giordano may be done soon. Put in a great effort. 4 1/3 inning. High 1, ball 1. At the plate, Sean Saylor, the designated hitter for Ramsey. 1-1, I believe. Could have also been a ball. Ooh, high 1 could not find Blackford's glove. 2-1. That was right over the plate. Should be 2-2. Could be wrong. Could be 3-1. And that ball hit high. Back to Eddie Mulligan in left, and 2 go away. Top of the 5th, 2 out. Joey Giordano looks to be finishing his final inning, and he looks to be done right now. Nick Evans and the infield Broncos come to the mound. Giordano gives the ball to his coach, and now Andrew Strime will come to the mound. A great performance from Giordano, only letting up 1 run when his team scored 8. And so Strime will get his chance to warm up in the top of the 5th inning with 2 out. Once again, there is the threat of rain. I'm sure you can see, not as clearly as I can, but peeking through those trees in the back, some dark and ominous clouds that may signal an early end to our coverage here. Said rain scheduled to begin around 6:30. It is 6:15 now. Well, I said this one might get interesting. It got interesting for those of you who are Bronco fans. For those of you in Ramsey, maybe time to turn this one off, but we still have a little bit to go. Some shifting around in the outfield. Ronan Stern has come over to play left. Joe Giordano is in center, and Jake Lula is in right. Infield has stayed the same. Here's Strime, first pitch, strike called. Two away already. And there's one hit to center. Giordano back to grab it, which he does, and will go to the middle of the fifth inning. The Broncos with an 8-1 lead. After a bit of a disastrous bottom of the fourth inning, Chris Marseglia is still on the mound for Ramsey as Ronan Stern comes to home plate with an 8-1 Pascack Hills lead in the bottom of the fifth inning. A little bit of a wait as Stern bunts and will not get to first. Not for a lack of effort, but now Kyle Wankus will come to the plate. In the bullpen right now, Anthony Blackford with Jake Szabo, so that brings some questions as to if Szabo will sub in for Blackford as catcher if he does take the mound in favor of Andrew Strime in the final 2 innings of this game. Ooh, that hit Wankus, so he will head to first base. Here comes Matt Tortora. Pick off, not in time. It's gotten cold. Not too cold, but a bit cold. Wankus does not go on the wild pitch, 1-0. High 1, ball 2. And Tortora hits a high fly ball, infield fly, and caught by the second baseman. 2 are out. Second baseman Christian Badenhausen making the grab to put 2 away with Kyle Wankus still on first. Here's Joe Giordano as Anthony Blackford comes back to the dugout along with Jake Szabo. And Wankus goes. He is safe at second. at the plate. Not sure what the call was. I'll say it's a ball for now. So as I said, Blackford, Szabo, and Drew Gearloff coming back to the dugout. Blackford batting 6th in this lineup. Giordano 3rd in the lineup. He's at the plate now. Wankus at second. Nick Evans jumps on second base to put it back where it belongs. And we'll get back to it in the bottom of the 5th. Wind up and the pitch. Strike one called. Pick off. Wankus back in time. Wankus going. Safe. Just barely. At the plate, not sure of the call. I believe 2-1. Giordano fouls one off, 2-2. High pitch, full count. Grounder down the first base line, 3 go away. End of the 5th, 8-1. Broncos lead, 2 innings to go. Rain may come before that. Top of the 6th, the Broncos lead 8-1. It is Andrew Strime on the mound. High pitch, ball 1. Grounder picked up by Strime, flipped to Wankus, 1 goes away. Up comes Joe Baffa with 1 out. Ball 1. Foul ball, just barely. 1-1 count. High and inside for ball 2. This is Joe Baffa at the plate. Andrew Strime on the mound. Grounder off of Strime's ankle. Should be 1 safe. Joe Baffa safe at first, 1 out. We've got a bit of dark clouds moving in. Nick Evans checking on Strime, who I believe took the ball off of his ankle or somewhere near his foot. So Andrew Strime is okay, Joe Baffa is safe, and Anthony Irving is at the plate for the Ramsey Rams. There is one out, one man on. Foul off, ball or strike one. Well, my weather app said we are set for rain at 6:32. It has just crossed over to 6:32. There are dark clouds above and ahead. And we have about 3 innings to go as there's a ground ball. Cho cannot handle it, and so 2 men are safe. And now here will be Nate McLaughlin, number 35. He is the center fielder for Ramsey. Bunts. Strime picks it up, goes to third. Safe. Oh no, they got him. They got him, so 2 are out. Looks like he was safe. But no, Strime just got it to Ari Stern in time. 2 are out. Ramsey coach not happy. Still 2 men on first and second base, but now 2 are away. And now it is Connor McNally with Strime 1 out from going to the bottom of the 6th. And McNally will sub off. Pinch hitting for him will be number 17, TJ Gustafson. Low 1, ball 1. Inside, just high, 2-0. The runner at second is Roberto Cotes. He's a pinch runner as there's a rip down the first base line. Cho again cannot handle it. High throw may score 1. It does. Cotes comes home, and it's 8-2. First and second with 2 out. And another error from the sophomore second baseman Emerson Cho. He's only a sophomore. He's in his second or third varsity appearance. And his first day batting, he's got a lot on his plate today. Strike 1 swinging. That for Alex DeSimone. Fouled off 0-2. So Strime 1 strike away from going back to the dugout. And I don't think he'll be in there for long, because he was the DH, so maybe Mulligan has subbed into that position since he came out of the field. We shall see. But whoever's in that cleanup spot is due up for the Broncos. Here's Strime dealing low, 1-2. Going, swinging, strike 3. It does not matter if the runner goes, but Ramsey does get a run from the top of the 6th. Still 8-2, a 6-run Bronco lead with 2 half innings to go. Strime is still the batter here. The pitcher now. He will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for Pascack Hills. Low 1, ball 1. Another low 1, 2-0. This is still Chris Marseglia pitching for Ramsey. Again, this is a rematch of a 3-1 Bronco win in the state sectional finals last year. That happened right here, June the 2nd, May 31st, sometime around then. Strike there, 2-1. Bullpen activity for Indian Hills. For Ramsey. Indian Hills was the opening day opponent for the Broncos last Monday. They beat them 7-2. Now, in just 2 half innings, they'll be 2-0 in the Big North Patriot Division. They're also looking to repeat as champions in. 3-1 for Andrew Strime. High ball 4. Strime will go to first. And up comes Ronan Stern. In the pen for Ramsey, Jason Miller. Chris Marseglia has taken every pitch since none were out in the bottom of the 4th inning. High ball, outside. Pick off, not in time. Strime ready for it. Another ball, 2-0. Two 2-1 now for Marseglia. Strike 2. Man on first, that's Andrew Strime. None are out. And that's hit high. Stern fouls one off. Stays 2-2. Low 1, Stern will take his base, was a 3-2 count. So there's a man on first and second. And up comes Anthony Blackford with none out. Marseglia will get another mound conference. They still have Jason Miller in the pen, but Marseglia is coming off. Bottom 6, the 8-2 Pascack Hills lead. On the mound now, not Jason Miller, who continues to warm up in the bullpen. It is instead TJ Gustafson, who was the pinch hitter just a few moments ago. Miller makes his way out of the bullpen. Anthony Blackford will get the full walk-up song. Probably my favorite out of all of the 9 or 10. Must be a Patriots fan. So here is Blackford now. Bottom 6th, no out. Strime is on second. And Ari Stern is at first base. Dropped, and here comes Strime to third. Play at second is in time, so Stern will go to the dugout. 1 out, and a man on third for Andrew Strime and the Broncos. Strike 1 at the plate, 1-1. High 1, 2-1. And that will be hit into left. Foul. Right foul. 2-2 for Anthony Blackford. Ooh, high one, almost hit him. 3-2, full count, 1 out. And Blackford got hit. Hopefully he's okay. Foul ball. Might have hit his ankle or his Achilles. Looked to be touching it. But he's still good to play. Just a little bit of a sting. So 3-2 to Anthony Blackford after the foul ball. Ground ball gets to short. 2 go away, and Andrew Strime scores. Nine to 2. In the bottom of the 6th, Jake Lula jumps to the plate with 2 out and none on. Ball 1. Nine to the score here. Lula fouls one off, 1-1. Low 1, 2-1. And that ball hit high down the left field line and foul. 2-2. Ooh, called strike 3. That'll send us to the top of the 7th, probably the final half inning of this game. The Broncos lead Broncos lead Ramsey 9-2. They were playing Enter Sandman as Anthony Blackford warmed up. He is now the pitcher for Pascack Hills. Somebody is a Matt Tortora fan. Wow. Whew. Well, I'm sure all of you know this by now, but I'm just finding this out. But what a crazy number for that Iowa-South Carolina Women's National Championship game. 18.7 million people watched that. Of course, the most watched basketball game in general, NBA or college, since 2019. Strike 1 called. We do have a hooligan in a car leaving and screaming. Swinging strike 2. I'm wishing for a 1-2-3 inning, although I do like baseball, I also like eating something. Let's hope I'll be able to do that soon. Outside, ball 1, 1-2. Outside again, 2-2. I believe this is Jack Godwin at the plate, number 33. He's pinch hitting. Fouled off. 2-2 in the top of the 7th with a none out. Fouled off again. 2-2. We may be here a while. Ooh, hit him. So 1 man on. High 1, ball 1. Maybe Sean Saylor at the plate, couldn't get a good look at it. Think I saw number 5, and it is ball 2, just missed him. Rain has stayed away. It is just about 7 o'clock. We have not had a drop. Fouled off, 2-1. 2-1 fouled off, even count at 2. – Timeout for Sailor. I hope none of you who are watching from Ramsey took offense to me calling you guys Indian Hills. Force of habit from seeing those dark blue uniforms. You guys almost have the same shade of blue as Sailor hits one to Cho. No problem handling it. Double play opportunity. Did not get it, but did get the man out at second. That was Jack Goodwin. There is still a man at first, and there is one out. This is William Kirk. Fouls one off. Going, Zabel with the throw, not in time. And Tortora goes over to the other side of second, drops his hat, and we have a man on second. That man is Sean Sailor at the plate. Call it 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Anthony Blackford with 2 hits and 1 out. Outside. But I think it was called a strike, 2-2. Swung on, hit down the first base line. Strime at second. Gets the second out of the inning. And there's a man on third. So Andrew Strime has subbed on for Emerson Cho at second base. Played there on Saturday. And now we are 1 out away. There's a foul ball, so 0-1. Low 1, ball 1, 1-1. Fouled off again, 1-2. Everybody's ready to go home. Blackford has a chance to send us. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. Low again, 3-2. Full count with a man on third. 9-2 the score. The Broncos should win this one. And that ball hit to center. Giordano back to grab it. He does. We'll send you home. The Broncos go to 2-0 in the Big North Patriot Division. Ramsey drops to 1-1 in division play. 1-2-1 overall. The Broncos 3-1 overall. A 9-2 win this Monday afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow after school around 4:15 here for another Bronco baseball game. Until then, this is Matthew Merlino. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of PH Athletics, your home of the 2023 New Jersey State Group 2 Baseball Champions.